Hi everyone. I found this amazing visual representation of a classic personal and productivity book by Stephen Covey, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And I just love to, revisit this once in a while whenever I'm kind of lost in the projects that I'm doing and I feel like my focus has started to waver. I get back to this so that I can course correct and get back into action. So this one book that I have, let me show you. So this is the one that I have. This is John Maxwell's The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And this has a foreword by Stephen Covey as well. He is a guru in the personal and professional productive space. So if you haven't heard of him, this is your foray into what he is all about. Okay. So the 7 habits of highly effective people. Okay, so he has a small prelude here. This, I don't know who created this visual. I'm not sure if investment banks Dhawal is the gentleman who created this. Okay. The saga of investment pages, curious creator, passionate investor, tech savvy book lover. Okay, so probably it is theirs. I have no idea who owns the copyright. Okay. So the 7 habits of highly effective people, and he says, if you want to change the situation, okay, again, he's not calling anything a problem, he's calling it a situation. He says, change a few things around how you look at it. Okay, the first thing is paradigms. It is a way you see, interpret, or understand the world. You see the world not as it is, but as you are. You know what you're going through, what your life circumstances are. You interpret life that is happening to you from those lens. Okay, so similarly, he talks about having a value system. What are your habits? Because habits will make your long term destiny. Yes, so he talks about a few things here. Let me unpack this. Private victory and public victory. A combination of a few things can lead to enormous success. The first thing is independence. Okay, how will you win over your own vices to charge ahead, right? So be proactive. Okay, build a circle of influence. So think of the circle of influence, because if you try to operate out of it, you will feel like you don't have any control over things, and that can lead to a lot of pessimism. There are a lot of things that you can control, okay, like how hard you will work, how focused you will be. Think from that aspect. Okay, the second thing is begin with the end in mind. Okay, what is your personal mission statement? What are your personal values? If you come to a fork on the road, when you have to make a very critical decision, how will you make that? Will you go this way or that way, right? And your values will determine which way you can go. Put first things first. Okay, so here he has a 4 quadrant idea where you can divide your tasks into these categories and see what are the most immediate things that will yield the most amount of results towards your goal. Okay, so he says necessary, effective, distraction, waste. Okay, so where to focus on. Then public victory is when you are able to acknowledge that you don't have the answers for everything, and there will be a point where you'll have to rely on a team to help you achieve the unthinkable. Okay, so here he says think win-win. Okay, you want something out of somebody, you should be able to also give that person something else in return. I mean, it might not be exactly one to one, but at least acknowledging that they are helping you out, if there is something in the future that you can do. So build that circle of people who can rely on each other and can build each other up. Okay, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Again, these are critical listening skills that everybody should adopt. So usually when somebody is talking, you are like, oh, how should I return this as a quip? How should I react in the most comedic way? Or how should I get back to them if you're mad at what they are saying or something, right? So first listen and then synergize. Simply defined, it means that the whole is greater than the sum of all of its parts. So synergy is this, collective energy with which we can all move forward. Okay, even though our goals might not be the same, at the end of the day, if we can just create enough momentum for all of us around us in a positive way, that is the essence of synergy. So the essence of synergy is to value differences, to respect them, to build on strengths, and to compensate for weaknesses. That is how you collectively achieve anything, even in society. So just think of some legislation, right? If you want to think of a legislation, if you want to put across a point, we can say that video games are creating a lot of distraction, or they're creating more harm. So if you want to create a legislation around it, you will have to talk and get engaged with like-minded people who also think in the same way and might also be able to contribute to the mission, because you bring some strengths to the table, they will bring some strengths to the table. Okay, so like that. And then sharpen the saw. This is the most critical. Exercising all four motivations of our nature regularly and consistently in a wise and balanced way. What are the four spokes of our life? The physical aspect of it, spiritual, mental, social, and emotional. So these four aspects of our life, imagine even one of them is not doing good. How will we be at our optimal best self? Okay, so this is just amazing, and the visual representation like this is even better. So I'll put the link to this right here, and thank you so much for watching.